From Jerowin, who I think has written before several times. Dear Wise One, what do you think is your biggest blind spot? Something you may be wrong about or an issue you feel most on the fence about? Probably has to do with sex. I grew up in, it's a good question. I think I got a million blind spots, so I'm just picking one. But I think I grew up in the 60s, so sex became sort of free and easy. That worked out well for me as a elite, as somebody who was educated, somebody who used birth control, luckily didn't get anybody pregnant, luckily didn't get any diseases, was cautious and all that stuff. So it worked out well for me, but I'm not sure it was good for me. I don't think it was good for me. And I don't know, I think everybody's so different. I wouldn't change my life. I wouldn't even change a lot of the mistakes in my life if they didn't hurt other people. But I think everybody's so different that it's hard for me to talk about one-size-fits-all sexuality. And yet I think that sometimes, because I was an elite and because I was protected from the ravages that a simple act like sex can create in people's lives, I think I sometimes have de-emphasized it in living a good life and how you do it. I mean, obviously, I want people to treat each other well. I don't particularly think it's a great idea to be sleeping with people you don't know. I think that is degrading. But I also know that life is filled with errors and mistakes that make you who you are. And so I just sometimes wonder if there's I don't want to become a one-size-fits-all person. I certainly don't want to become a condemnatory person. But I sometimes wonder if I don't speak enough about the fact that your body is your experience of you in the world. That is, your body is your experience of your spirit in the world, and it is worth taking care of, and it matters what you do with it. And so sometimes I think like I haven't quite developed a theology of the body. I've developed a theology of my body. That's important. I live a conservative life. I live a life with my wife. That is my life. As I always say, my sex life is just my wife in Game of Thrones. That's it. But in terms of how to communicate that to other people, I'm not always sure I do as good a job as I want to.